Hey you guys, welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin and I'm inside the chicken coop area, and Jack and we were like, let's get this done. It's beautiful weather right now, and I was like, I haven't painted the flooring in here, which will then get covered with like a linoleum type of something or other on it. I think easy for, cleaning out. And I said, let me get out there and paint this, and we were gonna do it together, but he had something pressing happen last minute, and I said, you go take care of that, I'll do this, and when it's dry then he can be back with his drill and drill in these pieces, and then we'll be ready to go on with the rest of this coop build. So anyhow, time to get my this is waterproof wood stain. It is a solid white, and it's going to protect what's left of this wood. Now, it's been sitting up here for several months, so it looks a little icky, but other than that, it's okay. We're gonna go ahead and protect it right now. I see a wasp. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and protect this thing right now, all right? I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse while I do a little bit of music and podcast. So all the white is done. I also did the bottom side. I did everything, top, bottom, underneath, all the braces and everything. So it's all white and absolutely beautiful. I hope the glare's not too much for you. And we're gonna move on to another project, just a little one, because I have to water babies. One of my jobs for today, it's a new morning because there was so much going on yesterday with my neighbor using the chainsaw. The other neighbor had a car alarm going off. So it's a fresh day, and let's get these Golden Delight squash into the ground. They're practically, about ready to bloom. They're huge. They're probably, I don't know, 6+ inches high. They're looking fantastic, but I don't even know how they're making it so well in this tray, and I have the spot already picked out, so we just need to do it. Yeah, we're in these absolutely perfect fall days. The nights are below 70. The humidity is lower. Definitely right now we're not having hardly any rain. And the days were in the 70s, but it looks like this week we've popped back up to 80s. So that's okay, they can handle that. Plenty of good sunlight left. So we're gonna go ahead and put these in the ground. So let me show you how I'm doing this, and no, I'm not clearing out every bit of the weeds at the moment, because my task and focus is just to get all the seedlings in the ground. I can worry about weeds later. So I find my first drip hole's here, but that's gonna block the camera. So my next drip hole is right here. I just pull back. I have a hori. This was a gift my kids got me. It's very affordable for children to give you gifts, or grandchildren, whatever. And I just dip it on down, cover it up, press it in. Now I was gonna do some a little bit of bone meal and blood meal, which I could still do that, but I can also add it later, which I'll probably do when I do this whole garden. So just pull back the soil, dip it in, the hori pushes the dirt back, and then I make sure there's good contact with the dirt and the roots. So if you're new to this channel, this is what I call the house garden, and it always gets rotated, so there's always different things in it. But one thing that you guys missed was that I went ahead and I put in Vulcan lettuce. There's a lot down here. There's Waldman's green lettuce. There's Crispino up in here. And then I think there's a couple more Vulcans in here. And then look, there's Merlot. Boy, that already looks like it's taking off. Wow, that's great. And then this is the red tabby, which is a smooth lettuce with the red stem. I'll just take you through here because y'all haven't been here in a long time. This is my sunburst squash, and we have been picking and picking off of it. This particular plant is throwing tons of females, and so we were eating good off of it. There's some of the fruit down there, but you can see it's just loaded with blooms. And there's this one. There's one over here. This one always seems to get bug pressure. Of course, I got a weed in here. I've been doing some weeding, but mostly on this side. And then this one is creeping all the way out here into the beans, but you can see it has some fruit on it as well. These right here are just regular green beans, and the seed was old, and so I didn't get a great germination rate, but I have obviously some new seed coming because they're all in bloom, and those are weeds, you know. So I've got to get my fanny in here, and I was going to do that all this week because it was supposed to be low temperatures. Now it's going to be hot, but so I'll just come in here and do it in the evenings and clean this out. These are the old peppers that made it through the hurricane. This one's fallen, needs to be staked, but it's still very much alive. I did cut back a lot of the peppers, and you can see they have new growth on them. Even the ones I didn't cut back have new growth at the bottom. So if I wanted, I could take all this off. This one is already putting on banana peppers. So it has survived the summer heat, probably because the coop was there providing shade. And it's doing great. It's recovering. It's going to have a nice fall. I cut back the eggplant. This is the, what's it, Italian Melanzana de la Rosa or something like that. It's a little orange one, and it was flopping over and it was blocking the light over here. And so I went ahead and decided to just go ahead and trim it up, let whatever come back, and we'll be fine. Amongst all this is my bunching onions. There's a lot of weed in here too. I had a chicken this morning decide to, she was going to nest up there. Buddy's doing his best to, oh, he broke off my pepper. I don't know if that'll come back. I'll leave it there for right now. That was there this morning, buddy. Well, it could have been a chicken's, because look at that. There's a hole right there. And then I have, the little ones are Alma paprikas. And then these are the 2 bell peppers that you saw in my front yard garden. Oh, look at the little lizard. Which one was this? This was the Lady Bell. And look at them, they're very stout little plants. They're very nice. And they have blooms and fruit started even. And then this was the Better Bell? Yeah, Better Bell. So I have those amongst my Alma paprikas. And then I have a sweet basil I threw in at the end. I have a little holy basil here that needs a home. So I'm trying to figure out, I would like to put it on the outskirts. Hold on a second. I don't really want to put it here in the middle of a row. Hold on. Then I have Persian basil here at the end, this end and this end. We'll see what it does. See, there's one of those bunching onions. But I gotta very slowly pick between the onions. That's a regular task. Every week between these onions or the big onions, I always have to, you know, sit down and spend at least one day picking weeds. That's just part of gardening, right? Look at the blooms. This is why I did a whole video on this variety of green bean, and it doesn't really have a particular name to it. It just says bush green bean or something like that. I did a whole video, and this is highly productive. Look at that. It's got little babies coming. So we're at that stage, and I just absolutely love it. So I'm glad, even if it was kind of a dud for having a lot of fresh eating, it is going to save my day to end up with fresh seed. And then Florida winters are so nice and mild for overwintering. I can easily take the seed from this and either starting, you know, well, after the frost passes, but that's usually somewhere in January, right? And I could just take and have a really nice, like a probably long row all the way down for green beans. And I don't really need to can any. This is really just supposed to be for fresh eating. Look at that. That's a Jimmy Nardello. In fact, all of these are probably Jimmy Nardellos. You see the growth at the bottom? It's not all completely over for them. Oh, and as long as I'm in here kind of giving a little house garden tour, these are the 3 eggplants. These are Black Beauty eggplants, the big traditional round, dark purple ones. So this one probably gets the most light, less light, and least light. So that's why they're probably in this height. This one I see is really close to putting on blooms. I gotta be careful. There's a spider web. Do you see this little Miss Spider right there? You see? Oh, there you go. You can see her right in the middle of the screen. Yeah, she's attached herself here. I'm not gonna bother her. These, Buddy's got zooms. These are Moby cherry tomatoes right up here. I've had them, but put them in the food forest last year as my first time trying them. And I absolutely, Jack and I fell in love with these things. I don't know, they're just amazing, absolutely amazing. And so I want them front and center so I can keep an eye on them. I have a couple Camparis over here. I need to cage them, which is why that cage is there. So I brought the cage over. for at least one. I need to get another cage. Then over here, oh, I've forgotten what order I put things in. I really don't know. Nope, that's serrano peppers. I have to go back and look at my notes and put it down below. But these are both determinate variety types. One was like a big tasty mater. Oh, I don't even know. I'm putting it down at the bottom, okay? I really can't remember. Oh, and the sun's coming hard on the garden. And look at my little pineapple right here. That's another thing I need to do, is weed all this out. That is a hard job, and I'm gonna need really long sleeves for it. Well, this is kind of turning into a garden tour video. But I do want to update you, because I've also had questions in the comments about and I've also seen on Instagram where you guys are losing your roselle. I wanted to show you that mine are not looking that great either, but it looked like I have another harvest coming. I still have blooms, and so we're just going to keep picking it until they're completely dead. But they are shriveled. That hurricane did a number on those leaves. And over here, the special, if Coco Joe from Instagram is watching, this is your melon that I gave you seeds for. So this is, actually that looks ripe. That is ripe. Yeah, oh yeah, gotta pick that. Let's get that off the vine. Oh, I need two hands. This has a little bit of give to it. That means we're getting there. Yeah, right there. Oh no, is there a hole? Oh, that might be why we got give. But it turned fully yellow. It was green. So I think we're ready anyhow. And we may, I may chill this down in the fridge and then pick around whatever that might have done damage to and eat that. I want to show you, I just noticed it. I've been waiting and waiting and watching. Look what's coming up. Oh, that is a sweet potato bloom, if you don't know that already. Isn't that beautiful? And they're coming up everywhere. See right here, right between the leaf and the main stem, there's a little stalk coming up, and that'll be, oh, sorry, let's do that again. Between the leaf and the stem, main stem, is a stalk, and that'll be where your bloom comes from. And I've been watching and waiting. Oh, that's beautiful. So this whole area is going to get blooms. I was actually going to cut this completely down today. Oh, but with the bloom, well, I could still and just get the blooms up here. But, you know, they say pick your sweet potatoes when they start dying off. And that is more of a northern tradition. If you're in Florida, you're not going to have die off like that. If anything, they may take off better for you in the fall and keep on growing. So I think pretty soon we're going to end up with at least picking one and seeing if we can determine the size. They've had over 120 days. I did count back. We're past the 4-month mark, and I think they're ready to go. But I'm going to pick this side, and I'm going to give a bunch, I believe, to a friend's sheep. Look at how it's grown all the way up the fence there. And it's completely covered the cattle panel, which, you know, they twine just like any other vine, quite honestly. So anyhow, I'm going to go put this in the house. So these are, what are they? Are they jet stars? Did I put a tag out? Oh, wait, I do have a tag. These, oh! Grand Marshals, that's right. So I did a few along the fence, and a bunch died, and of course now the weeds have come in. That was before the hurricane. So these are going to be Grand Marshals, and look, I got a baby Grand Marshal starting. Oh, all right. Doing so good today. And just to update you a little on the onions, y'all haven't had a lot of updates lately, have you? I'm sorry for that. Look at this. You see how big that goes all the way up my arm? That's some of the nicer ones, and they're in desperate need of some more fertilizer again. I need to set that up on my phone, because I haven't set that up and have me on a 3-week schedule. Yeah, and I also need to get in here and weed. That was another thing for this week, and we're still gonna do it because this is only Monday. Look, more roselle to pick. Oh my goodness, I wish y'all were here and I could just give you some Tabasco peppers. These are crazy good, but I already have so much pepper sauce. All right, we gotta keep on task. Plus I gotta bake cookies today. Okay, so I have the last project of the morning before I go in for the day and work on inside stuff is my cucumbers. I have, I think those were Socrates cucumbers, which were the female blooms only. And I did do the marketer. I sowed 9 seeds in 9 cells and only 1 came up, so I will add that with the Socrates. I'm gonna put them over here on this cattle panel, and y'all that are super good with your, no, you guys that like to have a perfect weed-free environment, look away, okay? Because I am not tackling all of salsa just to get some plants in the ground. Today's goal is to get things out of the tray. And tomorrow we'll be working on the green stalks so I can get all the herbs and lettuces and kales out of the small trays and into the big green stalks. And so today, even though these gardens look absolutely bad, and I know they do, the goal is to find dirt, plant in dirt. And so we can have all winter to weed and make things pretty, but right now they will be stunted if they stay in the trays. I one time did a little experiment. I'll keep this really short, but one time I planted a bunch of lettuce all the way out there in South Garden, and when I got done, I had some extras in the cell trays. Well, they sat there months, 4 months, 6 months, and they stayed, hold on, this tiny. They never grew one bit. They never died, but they didn't grow at all either. So your plants will stunt if you leave them in those cell trays. And so it's better for everything to get in the ground than it is for them to sit in that, because they're not going to produce you cucumbers and squash and zucchini, and you're not going to get any food out of something sitting in a cell tray. So let's go ahead. With that being said, here is going to be their home right here. And as you can see, I have a lot of this, whatever it is. It's got a beautiful blue flower. I absolutely love this for bees, but it has to go in order to get the cucumbers in here and up onto this cattle panel. So we're only going to do like half a panel. So I do have some more of the Grand Marshals to go in there. We're going to clean them up. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just do a very fast weeding to find the ground again. All right, you guys, this is the end of the video. I got 9 cucumber plants in. 8 of them were Socrates cucumbers out of Johnny's Seeds, and 1 of them was a marketer, and I don't remember where I got that seed from. But that's a great cucumber too. Normally, I do not like doing cucumbers in the fall, but it already is starting after Hurricane Ian dropped all that rain, and I know a lot of people were praying for no rain probably after that, and their prayers have been heard and answered, because we are in like over 3-week dry spell. I think we've had like a half-inch rain one time in 3 weeks, and that is not enough to get your fall garden going. So as long as I'm out here hand watering stuff, I might as, or even drip irrigation stuff, which this is right on the drip line, I might as well fill the rows as much as possible. And that is my goal. All the weeds can wait, but you know, you want to get your food started. this I think will be okay with the cucumbers and all the squash actually, because we are so dry and not humid. So that's fantastic. Also, look what I found while I was out here. I had been picking all the top. These are Urizan Japanese beans, so they have a pretty purple bloom, and then they come out with these little fuzzy sided beans. If you know, I'm not sure how to describe them, but I have been missing these on the bottom. They're gigantic, so I'm gonna pull them right now, and I think they'll go well. Hold on, there we go. I think they're gonna go really well with dinner. So I think tonight is vegetarian night or vegan night for me, and because I'm dairy free. But woohoo, look at that. We've got dinner right there in a handful. So you guys, thank you for joining me in today's video. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.